Hi guys, it's Paul, and we're playing a bit more Infinifactory. So, Proving Ground is completed. I didn't show the performance review like I said, but I don't want to spoil the story for you guys. It's a tremendous game, go and buy it. I'm just going to continue on doing the puzzles. So, we're now through to Munitions Refill Type 2. So, we're getting a new block. And in this case, what we're going to see now is a sensor. That's a sensor. Conduit, which carries a signal flow. And a blocker. Not a blocker, sorry, a pusher. So, we'll just have to do what he's done with them here. I'll just put them onto my bar where I think I like them. I don't know, sensor 6, I think is a good number for a sensor. 4 for them. Now, there is a variation. I've seen people get confused about this. So we'll have a quick look at these sensors here and another key press. And conduit 5, it's in the middle. Okay. So, that's a sensor. And it's got a red block, so it only looks one way and it only looks one square. So that sensor tells you whether something is there. So that's conduit, which brings the signal forward from it, and that's a pusher. So when it gets a signal, this front square will push out. Can't break anything. If there's something blocking it, it just won't push. So doesn't do much. You know, I mean, I said, you don't exist in the game. You can't activate sensors. You can't grab blocks. You can't do anything. So, I'm going to just take a few minutes just having all these sensors now. We have them and pushers just to try and, you know, so I can explain a couple of the things which people seem to get wrong but aren't immediately obvious. So there. So when this block, we'll have a look at that one more time. When the block gets there, it stays there and that pushes, and it'll continue. It doesn't just push it and come back, it stays pushed. And if this block was to move away because it was on a conveyor belt or something, then obviously the pusher, obviously then as soon as it clears it, that will go back. So, fine. Now, try that. Nothing. Now, why is that nothing? Because when this block was placed here, the game, all these blocks are static blocks. These are the world. So they can't move. Nothing you can ever do can affect any of the blocks here. So even though this is like a Minecraft world made of voxels, these are solid. These ain't going anywhere. And when I place this block here I'm talking about now on it, it glued and it's now immovable. That again, once you've glued these two blocks together, nothing is ever going to tear them apart. So let's say that didn't happen. Say he started floating and he landed. Now he moves. So what the difference is there is that now this block, when he starts the game, or when it starts the game, is a floating block. It isn't actually attached. So when it lands there, it doesn't miraculously join. You know, when two blocks happen to land on each other as the game engine is running, they don't miraculously weld themselves together. So that's important. The other important thing is the conduit. Again, you know, it's not a big deal because you figured out straight away, but it kind of looks maybe sort of possibly like that might work, doesn't it? You know, that's connected to that, that's connected to that. There's probably a wire going through the middle of that, isn't there? No, there's not. So, you know, you can't flow the wire through one. If you want both of them, and that is very possible, you've got to get it to it somehow. So, like that. So let's have a look at that as it runs. Now both of them will push together. Fabulous. The other thing which I just want to explain, and I'll just lift it up. Actually, didn't really matter. Now the other button, which is worth how quickly it's not madly important, but if you look at a block and you press the default key for this is now C, it used to be Alt, so press C, it changes its type, and as you can see here, if I did it for a welder, let's just do that again, 2, 7. So I look at the welder, it's now made it a downward welder, as you can see, and if I press C again, it makes it a horizontal. Now obviously then you can spin these ones. Spinning the vertical welder has very little effect on it, in fact none. But so this other sensor is a downward looking sensor. If you crouch under here, you can see there's the sensor part. So it seems to confuse people watching a couple of YouTube videos, people playing on Twitch weren't quite sure what this sensor did, like why there was a second one, was it a junction box? No, it is a sensor, it is just looking down. So it senses the block beneath. So to have a look at that one, we would have to put that there, press C on it to change it, do that, add some conduit to it. Actually, that ain't going to work, is it? Because I'm going to have to... And there we see it. It's just a sensor. It's just looking down at the block. Now there isn't an upward one. There isn't an upward welder, and often many puzzles later you'd be going, oh, if there was only an upward looking sensor, because that's the only square I have full empty here, or an upward welder would do great in this situation. No, there's not. Now, whilst we're on it, it's all irrelevant. If you just started the game, what I'm going to do next is just all complete nonsense. You don't need to know anything about this, but I just thought I would cover it because, again, I've seen people struggling a little bit later on. You don't need to do this, but it is an option. So if I put down a block like that, put him there, put a bit of tracking. Like I said, I shouldn't have deleted all that stuff. I'm going to use exactly the same thing again. Put one of these in so he's not connected, so he'll now be a free floating block. He can land and start moving around. And we will put, or I will put a sensor there. And connect. Now I know what you're saying, that's old hat, you've just showed me now. Oh, you an idiot, have you gone senile? I know you're old, but I mean, this is crazy. Yeah, but watch. Now. So, you can attach things to the front of the pushers and push. You can push whatever you want, basically. You can push, you know, very strange looking shapes if you felt they would be useful to push. Now, be careful, because this is what a lot of people don't think you can do this because of this. So I put anything, let's just put a bit of conduit, say I was being a bit careless and did that. Let's bring some conduit back here. Now, it's not working anywhere near as well, is it? So why is that? Well, it becomes more obvious, I suppose, if I put in a solid block here. This block, or this ground, is solid. It's attached. It's welded when you start the levels. Therefore, you attach that to it, that was as well. You attach that to it, that was as well. And that, therefore, all of this is solid, immovable block, because there is a block attachment to the, I don't know, the main ground, the main level, whatever you want to call it. And once it's attached, it's welded at the start of the scenario. There ain't nothing you can ever do to unweld it again. So this block is causing all these blocks here to sort of weld on through. Now they're not. And the conduit is just a bit of trick of the eye. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's touching, but like the game is a sort of Minecrafty voxel engine. A block is either full or not. This block is here just as much as a solid grey block. And it don't work. It don't work. Now, there is another thing you can do by dropping cables and there is technically a way of getting a kind of an AND gate. I mean, at the moment, just want to show you this thing as well. Let's just set this up for cancel all that. Let's get rid of all this rubbish so we can see it clearer. So if I put a second sensor here, and wire it back like that. So in effect, both sensors are connected to each other, which doesn't really make any difference, and they're both connected to that pusher. So run it, ticks, ticks. So basically this works if you're at all computery or done anything like that. This kind of, it already works as an OR. If that, all that will cause this to do it. So I mean, you can get scenarios where if you so want them, let's have a look, see, put some more in there, so it stays out for the duration as it passes forward. If that's useful in a solution, that's possible and is trickier. It is doable, but it involves a sensor moving another sensor and a bit of free floating cable which just happens to be in the right place. You know, if you've built a horrendously complex level at some stage and you know, if only I could do it, push this block only when that one and that one are there, you know, it might be worth whacking one in, but in general, the levels, I don't think you need them, and you've probably got yourself in a mess if you do. So anyway, so I suppose that's way too much information about these silly blocks and silly sensors. It just covers a few things. It covers the orness of them. It covers the ability to push arbitrary things. I mean, like, the other interesting thing that they can do, just as an idea for people, is they can push welders. So you can weld things and get it back out of the way. Again, I don't think it's absolutely essential, but if you've built a convoluted level and you've backed yourself into a sort of corner and there's no way of getting a welder in, there might be a way of, like, once the thing is in there to be welded, of poking a welder in somehow. It's just another option. And again, you can kind of use this. The main use of this, I find, is, you know, instead of having 4 pushers, you know, but I mean, you could have done that with 4 pushers. You've just saved a bit of block count. But if block count's not your bag, then you know, really, you know, what have you achieved? It looks fun. Anyway, so with that said, we've covered everything of blockers. You want to look at this. Now, this is what drives me mad, and I'm going to do it because I hate this. We need to get these blocks, these blocks from here, but the game has put these grey iron immovable, undeletable, no way off. Once you're on this conveyor belt, you ain't ever getting off conveyor belts. And it's just going to pile them up here. Lovely. So, what you're going to do is you're going to get them off. And it's amazing. Again, I don't want to criticize anybody because it's just a game and I'm not a bleeding expert. But what I've seen so many people do is they will put pusher here, and then they'll run it. Oh crap, sorry. And oh look, he's kind of getting to here. Is he a gap of 2? So they'll put some conduit in on a Gap of 2, stick the sensor in. Oh, yeah, and it kind of, but it is off. Like, why? Like, I don't understand how someone's head even thinks like that. No, stop it. Stop it. Never do that. Look. Look, 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 look. You want, when the block's there, if you want to push it, put the bloody sensor there. I mean, now. I mean, how hard can that be? I mean, like, how... Oh! Anyway, sorry. Enough of the ranting. Where are these going? Anywhere useful? Oh, yeah. So. Block score, footprint score, cycle score. And again, we'll have a quick look and see what happens. See how far you can push this, knock the input rate up. It produces a solid stream of them, which we won't be a lot quicker because we can only really deal with one block at a time. See, the problem is that they would love to push a lot faster than that, but that didn't actually improve it. So what might improve it, you ask? Well, something crazy maybe. And again, I'm not claiming that what I'm doing here is a world record or anything like it. So, no, if you think, well, I think this is the best way, the fastest way of doing this level, I'm not making that claim. It's a way of getting it done in 36 cycles. Now, obviously, it looks like people can do it quicker. But again, it just shows how the cycle solution is, you know, parallel, getting more than one block in, trying to figure out what's the most optimum. Is this at 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, how do we see? 1, 2, 3, 4. 6. Yeah, you see. 10. I mean, you'd have thought that maybe a multiple of the output score. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, I mean, possibly these last two are just... I mean, they don't cause any harm leaving them there, but I'll just delete them anyway. Possibly those last two are slowing it down as a solution. I don't know. No, exactly the same time, even though it was strange. And the block scores, well, I mean, I don't think you can get away without that. And again, I might be completely wrong. I haven't, you know, spent 6 months of my life on a forum dedicated to the lowest scores on these levels, but it seems to me one of the techniques for the lowest block count is to let these items push themselves along. So they obviously take a long, well, not forever, but they take a much longer. The cycle time would be terrible. But the block count, because they don't count, if you know what I mean, that those platform blocks don't count towards a block count. So they're 4 blocks. Yeah, right down here with the 4 block solution. I don't know whether you can do it with 3. It doesn't look like you can. I mean, I don't know if there's any. No, they won't turn a corner. You can't block them up and eventually force them to turn a corner. Oh, no. What am I doing? Yeah, do what I said not to do. Nah, it's not going to work, is it? Okay, well, that was trying to be too bleeding clever. To see if you could just do this with the sensor touching it, left or right of it. But I can't seem to do it. Anyway, we've done the level. Thanks for watching. They are the sensor and the push block. Done in this munitions factory. Let's go back to the cell and have a look. And then the next puzzle will be, so it's introduced these new blocks, a bit of reading about them, and we'll be on to munitions refill type 6. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Sorry that took forever to solve a really simple level, but I thought it was worth just going over my thinking on all those other little, on those blocks, and what you could do with them and what you can't do with them and whatever. And like, if you think any of it's wrong, or you've got any other like brilliant insights, bung a comment in. Love to hear them. Okay guys, thanks for watching.